Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of my F2P to Bond series. This is episode number 3, so if you missed the first 2 episodes, I will leave a link in the description. What I'm going to be doing is bringing a fresh free-to-play account all the way from Tutorial Island to earning myself a bond. Now a bond is an in-game item that you can purchase with in-game currency that will give you membership in the game, which normally would cost at least $10 a month. Just be aware that this is going to take a while. I was hoping I would get this done in maybe 3 episodes. But that does not look like it's going to pan out that way. There's a lot of new players playing right now, which are crowding up a lot of the best free-to-play moneymakers. Like, we even look at Wines of Zamorak, those are down to about 1.5k each. They're down to about 1,000 since before mobile got released. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoy and let's get started. So to begin with here, I actually found a very good money-making method for players that have no stats and no money really. If you watched my last episode, what we're going to be doing is buying from a shop in the Falador mine or the Dwarven mine. If not, if you just go to Falador and we're starting at the bank, just follow where I'm running. You need to bring a bit of money with you, and if you can teleport back to Falador, bring a Falador teleport. If not, you can just run back. However, it's going to be a lot more money per hour if you teleport one direction because it will save you time overall. Even though law runes are like 350 each right now, it's terrible. So you're going to run northeast out of Falador, and we're looking for the little Dwarven encampment, and the only way to get here is across that bridge up by the monastery, so it's a bit out of the way, but that's okay. Now what we're going to be buying here is iron ore, and there's actually a Dwarven shop down there that doesn't inherently sell iron ore, but there are a ton of people who sell iron ore to the shop because it's a popular mining location. Maybe it does stock a little bit of ore, but it's almost always topped out with ore, so you can buy iron ore for 1 GP each, and it sells from the Grand Exchange for about 150 GP each, and you can buy it with full inventory instantaneously because it stocks, well, usually 50 plus, honestly, because there's always people selling iron ore to it. So we're going to go down the ladder and run a little bit to the east, and around here there should be a dwarf that actually owns the shop. Unfortunately, he looks the same as all the other dwarves. We're looking for the Drogo dwarf, and once we get to the shop, you can see he's stocked out with 178 iron ore, which sells for 1 coin each, so we buy out the entire stock. I mean, you could buy coal, but it's not in stock nearly as often. But that has a value of 3.3k, and then we're going to teleport back to Falador, and really we're just going to repeat that over and over and over again. A really easy method. Okay, so ignore the Emerald Amulet. That was going to be for another money making method, but it turns out it didn't work. So I might follow back on that another time, but for now we got 1,096 iron ore just from buying it from the shop. It took me about an hour and a half, so it was a lengthy process, but we got 150k from that. So I'd say it's about 100k an hour. Just buying out iron ore from that shop, which is pretty good considering you can do that at level 3 with almost no money. You'd probably get a little bit less GP per hour if you don't have the Falador teleport, otherwise quite good. So this next method here is a little bit hit and miss, but it can be quite profitable if there's not too many people doing it. In Alcarid, north of the bank, there will be a gem sign on the map, and what we're going to be doing is buying out the gems from his shop. Now there is a chance he has in stock a emerald, a sapphire, an uncut emerald, and an uncut sapphire. A lot of people do this and it takes a while to restock, so you won't find a ton of them, but even with a lot of people doing it, I did manage to get 2 uncut sapphires so far. 2 cut sapphires. The uncut sapphires are way better. You can buy them for 25 GP from the gem trader, and they're worth 1,000 on the Grand Exchange. The cut sapphires aren't as good. You buy them for 250 GP and they sell for 650 on the Grand Exchange. Still worth buying, but not quite as profitable. There is another location you can try this in, and it's in Falador. It's Harquin's gem shop, and it's a little bit south of the western bank. I'll leave a map on the screen for that as well. So we're going to try this for a bit. We might wait till after work, and maybe there'll be less players on, and maybe I'll be actually able to buy more of these gems. I wouldn't waste too much time doing this, but if you have a few minutes, maybe half an hour, and you want to hop through the worlds to see if there's some gems here, I think it's totally worth your time. Okay, so we are back. We managed to hop through about 5 or 10 worlds that were in full stock and near the end here, so that really helped out. We got about 94 cut sapphires, 12 uncut sapphires, 30 uncut emeralds, and that was pretty much it. So all in all, we got about 100,000 coins back from that. It cost us about 25 or 30,000 to buy the gems, so about 75,000 in maybe about an hour. So we're going to go back and do a little bit of mining. Now, my goal here is to get to 40 mining because iron ore is not the only profitable ore that you can mine right now. Gold ore is actually probably just as profitable, less XP per hour. However, the iron spots are very crowded in free-to-play, so getting up to 40 mining maybe 41 to get the rune pickaxe. Will help out quite a lot. You can see the 2 gold ores over there nobody's mining, even though it's a free-to-play world. So we're going to go back to the spot in Remington, and we're going to mine all the way till 40. Alright, so we just hit level 31 mining, so we can upgrade to the adamant pickaxe now, which you should always do at levels 11, 21, 31, and 41. You can get new pickaxes. They're always going to be worth taking the time and going and getting, because they will increase the rate that you mine at by quite a lot. And then we're going to head back here and probably go straight till 40. Alright, so that probably take about 45 minutes to get from levels 30 to 40. But there we go, there is level 40 mining, so we can now mine gold ore. Now there's quite a few places to do this in RuneScape, and I'm probably going to wait a little bit now because I just need a bit of a break from mining. But right here in Remington Mine is a decent spot to do it. There is a safe deposit box to the east. I do go over this in my previous video, so again, if you're confused, there will be a link in the description for that. But gold ore is a lot slower to mine. So for one, it's a little less click intensive, you don't have to pay attention as much, and a gold ore is worth 350 GP each, so about twice as much as iron. Probably takes more than twice as long to mine currently. However, not competing with other people over the rocks helps up so much. So now that we have that unlocked, we're going to probably wait a bit, then we'll do this later in the episode. But 1 gold ore is worth 366 GP, or about 10,000 coins per inventory. So here is my loot from levels 29 to 40 mining. We got 731 iron ore, 4 uncut sapphires, an uncut ruby, and 1 uncut emerald. Iron ore is decreasing in price a bit, and that's one reason why I'm thinking of switching over to gold ore, because it still is worth about 350 each, which is actually almost 3 times the value of iron ore right now. But that is bringing our cash stack up to almost 1.3 mils, so we're getting pretty close to halfway. So even though that the wines of Zamorak have decreased in price a bit, I am still going to go do it because it's still probably one of the best methods in the game. We're going to go do it for an hour or two. We bought 200 law runes, and we're bringing our air staff as well as our ranged gear. And we're going to go out to the Wilderness Chaos Altar to telegrab wines of Zamorak. Okay, this location is getting quite a bit busier. There's a lot of white dots around. I think this world might be free. Again, we're going to be hopping between 2 or 3 worlds. There's another guy. Okay, looks like this world is free, so we'll go ahead and use all 200 law runes, and we will be back in an hour or two. So we finished up all of our law runes. We got 197 wines of Zamorak. We're going to put these in to sell right now for hopefully about 1.6k each. Man, those are so cheap. Oh, they didn't even sell. That's pretty unfortunate. Okay, we'll drop them down to 1.5k each, and they did sell, bring us up to 1.5 mil. We are pretty much halfway to a bond. Alright, so next up here, I want to level up my crafting a little bit more, and some kind of breaking news is the update this morning, just a few hours ago, actually lets us use a new furnace in free-to-play. You can now use the Edgeville furnace. We're going to run there in a second. This is a huge benefit because the Edgeville furnace is way closer to the bank. 2 or 3 times closer, I have to say, which is going to make crafting so much easier. So what we're going to be crafting right now is gold necklaces. They just happen to be a little bit more profitable than gold amulets. We are going to craft 2,000 gold amulets, which get us past 40 crafting. Now, one requirement for mining gold ore, or one you should get, is 40 crafting. Now, the reason for this is you need 40 crafting to get into the crafting guild, and that is one of the most efficient and abundant spots to mine gold ore. We may not get around to doing it this episode, but for next episode, I want to mine a bunch of gold ore between now and the next one. So the Edgeville furnace is, well, located in Edgeville, which is a little bit northwest of Varrock, or the Grand Exchange. Now, if you recall how far away the Alcarid furnace was, you can see how much closer this one is. It's like 2 steps away. I think it must be like 3 times closer. So we're going to go ahead and deposit all of our gold bars, withdraw our necklace mold, which is required for making gold necklaces. You can just buy that right on the Grand Exchange if you saw earlier. And there it is. Just to double check here, we are in a free-to-play world, in World 430, which is free-to-play. And we're going to go ahead and craft gold necklaces. So we're getting 20 XP per gold necklace and about 40 GP in profit per necklace. So we're going to go ahead and do all 2,000 of these, and we will be back in a little while. Alright, so we finished crafting all 2,000 of the gold necklaces. I believe it got us to level 45 crafting, which is pretty nice, honestly. You can get so much profitable crafting experience just by doing gold necklaces or gold amulets. We will go ahead and sell them for about, we'll go for 117 or something like that. Ooh, they actually instantly sold. Quite nice. So we bought all the gold bars for 170k and sold them for 234k, which is 64k in profit in about an hour-ish. It's pretty slow, but considering you get tons of crafting experience, really not that bad. Bringing our cash stack up to 1.6 mil. So next up here, I wanted to go over probably the most popular and profitable way to make money in free-to-play. It's pretty click intensive, but you can get sometimes 300,000 coins an hour doing this, and that is buying runes from the rune shop. This works because runes sell for 5 GP and sometimes 6 GP on the Grand Exchange. However, in the rune shop, they are sold for between normally 4 to 4.5 GP each, so you can profit usually 50 to 100 GP depending on what you're buying. Now there are 2 rune shops in RuneScape. I've gone to the one in Varrock, to Arbery's rune shop. Now you can see he stocks regular runes as well as rune packs. The regular runes you can buy out to about 4,700. You can see they're still worth 4 GP each, but I keep price checking it as I buy more, and now they're worth 5 GP each, in which case you don't want to buy that anymore. Now the rune packs are default sold for 430 GP each, I believe, and you can buy those down quite a bit more. However, you're getting less profit per rune pack. Now rune packs hold 100 runes of whatever one you buy, so they are sold for 430 GP for 100 fire runes. That means you're profiting 70 GP per rune pack that you buy. I would prioritize air runes and fire runes because they sell quicker on the Grand Exchange normally. However, there's no reason why you can't buy some water runes and earth runes as well. So we are going to spend all of our money, pretty much 1.5 mil on runes, and we will be back when we have bought all that we can. Alright guys, we are back. That took over an hour to do, a very time consuming process, but you get the runes very quickly. So we ended up buying about 191,000 fire runes, 84,000 air runes, 45,000 water runes, and about 45,000 earth runes. We diversified a bit because a lot more people were buying air runes when I was there. But anyway, so all of these runes should be worth about 5 GP each, and the price check came up at about 1.9 mil, where we had about 1.6 mil before, so about 300k in profit we should be getting from these runes. And since now we have to wait for these all to sell, I think that's just where I'm going to end the episode for today. That is one drawback to this method, is you have to wait for them to sell, and I would do this at night, right before you go to bed, because they might take overnight for them all to sell. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to check out my Patreon. There will be a link in the description for that. If you're looking for another way to support the channel, Patreon is an awesome way to do so. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.